Bucks, go Bucks. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Go Bucks, go Bucks. First and goal, we gotta tough it out. Get in the end zone and call a hot route. O-line a beast, Mike down the street. Can have Humphreys run right underneath. You know it's Bucks ball, we got the hardest D. Bring the pressure to the QB. You know it's routine, we got hard grease. Welcome to Tampa, welcome to Tampa. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Reppin' for my team. Go Bucks, go Bucks. You know we want the ring. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Welcome to the Bay. Go Bucks, go Bucks. Tune in with Buccaneer Blade. Doug's back, we can run the toss. Mike Evans looking like Randy Moss. And Jameis making play after play. On the defense, you can't stop Levante. On my boy McCoy, who you can't avoid. At the Raymond James, you about to feel the pain. If you a Bucks fan, make a lot of noise. If you a Bucks fan, make a lot of noise. Go Bucks.
Welcome back to Buccaneer Blake Sports with your host, Buccaneer Blake himself. Now, just as the title said, we're gonna go down topics. There's no real Buccaneers today. It's a bunch of NFL stuff. And I'm gonna give you the list of the topics that we're going over is Marshawn Lynch, coming out of retirement, Richard Sherman, Peyton Manning, Tony Romo, Jay Cutler, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'll try to stay on topic as much as I could. What's going on, Dave? Trinity Power. And we'll do that. All right, Marshawn Lynch. I kind of thought that was going to happen. I kind of already knew he might come out of retirement. I knew he wasn't going to try to do the off-season process. He'll try to skip that the best as he can, and then step in where he can just play games or play a 50-50 role or 40-60 kind of role, whatever team he steps into. He wants to play for his team, Oakland, while he can play for him, because right now they're going to Vegas, so he won't have that many opportunities given his age and given the circumstances. This was going to happen with the Oakland Raiders. Check out my blog, so I actually got a thing up about the Oakland Raiders move to Vegas. It's kind of crazy about that. Like I said, a lot of history in Oakland, a lot of dedicated fans. And it's got to be pretty devastating with your team just being taken away from you, and you spend your money and your time, and you take people out that's never been to the games before. It's just sharing experiences with people. I know a lot of people say things like, they don't care much for games. You want to sit at home and watch the games or whatever, but it's much more than that. It's about, creating memories with people. And again, like I said, here goes the part where I ramble. I don't think people take advantage of things like that in life. Like, we take it for granted rather than enduring the situation that is upon us. Much like children, a lot of people take advantage of the situations. You're getting to watch your child grow every day. You take advantage. You falls by the wayside. You letting your kids go to school every day and daycare, and you just kind of get in a repetitive mode, and you just kind of you let things pass. It just happens. Anyway, Lynch come out, play for his team. I'm big happy for him. Get to play for his hometown team, play in Oakland, California, much place he's used to playing. He played for Cal. So it should be a good time for him. Best of luck to him. And we'll see what happens. I honestly will miss the guy coming back. Let's go Richard Sherman. Richard Sherman getting traded. Still getting this lag. Richard Sherman being traded. Like we talked about this before. It's around the time that you should do that, around before he gets to the 30-year marker, which is very outspoken. He ain't never been a man to hold his tongue. He says, "Hey Jenny," he says what he thinks, and what he says, he says it with logic, not just out of despite or anger. Sometimes he says stuff out of anger. But it has logic behind it, or logic that he thinks is logic, because he's an intelligent man. But Seattle Seahawks is going to go through a transformation. They won the Super Bowl. A shame they didn't win another one, being in a bad play call and the situation in the game. Marshawn Lynch is gone. You're barely retaining Cam Chancellor, Bobby Wagner. Your offensive line is in disarray. You picked up a tight end that you can hardly use. So, They're going to probably try to trade Lynch because they still own rights to Lynch for draft picks. They'll probably try to trade Richard Sherman for draft picks and try to bring in the future of that team now. Now Pete Carroll's got to play reload. You got to play reload now with the Seattle Seahawks. He's done his part with the labor that he's built with the team, with the base of the team. Well, I can't get the word out right now, but he's the core of the team that he's built. And now sometimes you got to rebuild a core because the original ones, they did their job, they had their primes, and they played and they took advantage of the opportunities that were given to them. So now you got to change that out again. It's a cycle. And sometimes you can keep some of the old guys and bring in some with the new. And sometimes it doesn't work out, but that's part of the game. That's just what you got to do, and that's part of being a coach. That's part of being a GM. That's part of finding players that fit your system, finding players that are willing to bend to your will and do what is needed to be done to win. And that's much success for the Patriots. They'll take players that you never wanted, but find the core values in that guy and use those core values to help the team be better overall. And that's what happens. That's good coaching. Good coaches make bad players average, make average players good, and make good players great. It's a true fact. Let's moving on. Peyton Manning prefers Elway's path to GM rather than broadcasting. I never saw Peyton Manning as a broadcaster. I always saw Peyton Manning as a coach. I always saw Peyton Manning as a comedian. I see him doing a lot of things. Broadcasting wasn't working for an agency, saying what they want you to say, pretty much being a tool. Because that's kind of what happens. You have to be a tool. And Stephen A. Smith kind of rides a fine line with that because he says what he wants, but he can't say what he wants. Because at the end of the day, the agency that you work for has an image to uphold with or without you. Like I say, the world's in a fishbowl. Everybody wants to say their opinion. Everybody feels that they should say their opinion and you should just deal with it. But when you do the same thing to them, all of a sudden they can't take it. Interesting, isn't it? Double standard, right? Tony Romo dodges the word retirement. He can dodge it all he wants. He should really think about his health. He should really think about the situation that he's got himself into. I honestly thought he should have stayed as a backup. Backup role is essential in the league. A lot of people say, oh, you wanted to get rid of Romo because as soon as Dak plays bad, they want Romo back in. Isn't that a good thing? It keeps a guy wanting to keep pushing whoever's the starter and not get lackadaisy, feel relaxed that he doesn't have to push himself anymore. And just comfortability with the team in case something goes down. You got another guy who could step right in who hasn't missed a beat. I don't know. There's answers to a lot of questions that we will never get the answer of, and that's the part of being a journalist, part of being Buccaneer Blake. I get to say my opinion much like everybody else does. And I see a lot of the guys on TV say the same things as me, so this is why I do what I do. This is my way of getting what I say to you with validity that I said it. But yeah, Stephen A. said, I can't say anything else about Romo that Stephen A. Smith hasn't already said. The guy hasn't won. The guy's only won 2 playoff victories his entire career. It takes 3 playoff victories to reach a Super Bowl. Matt Ryan was going to fall into the Tony Romo category up until last season. Andy Dalton's living it, but he's taken his team to the playoffs every year since he's been drafted. It's tough when you're talking about quarterbacks and your legacy. What have you done? What have you won? It's just weird. It's weird in the argument. Let me tell you something. When you're arguing the quarterbacks, or you're arguing anything, there's the 2 kinds of people, and there's only 2 ways you can go in an argument. They will argue about a guy because he hasn't won very many games, but he won the games that needed to be won, or he won a lot of games, or he didn't win the games that needed to be won. myself. I hope I said that right. He won the game. He won a bunch of games, but didn't win the games that needed to be won, or won the games that he needed to win. And it defines your career. Or you do both. The ones that you do both, there's really no need to argue it. Well, yeah, there's a part you can argue with that, because the next thing they do is they say, his team was stacked. He didn't really have to do much. All he had to do was just step in and game manage. That's really all they could say. With that people went with that to have a full loaded team, and the quarterback, I guess, was mediocre, average, I guess. But anyway, now Jay Cutler still isn't gathering interest. Does it surprise you? It doesn't surprise me. I don't think Jay Cutler could get a job on a flag football field. God. Joe's a fool. Sorry. I don't think Jay Cutler could get a job on a flag football field right now. I got to watch that man live, and he has no engagement with his team. I could see why Stephen A. roasts him as much as he roasts the Dallas Cowboys. It just seems like he's just not all there. It just almost seems like he's got I shouldn't say this. It seems like he's almost got Down syndrome. It's like the lights on but nobody's there, or the steps don't go all the way to the top. Whatever. And that's pretty much what the Bears' season's been like since they decided to give that man $20 million. Jay Cutler can die good and live the rest of his life with the money that he stole from the Chicago Bears. Personally, he should have never left Denver, but Josh McDaniels decided to go to Tim Tebow project, and we all know how that story ended up. Where they are right now, no quarterback, but they won a Super Bowl, but hey, they had to go get an old man to do it. Oh boy, it's just too much I could just say about Jay Cutler. It's just a mess, his whole career. And when it's all said and done, and he's sitting in the driver's seat of retirement, or decides to go do what he wants to do, it's gonna be interesting what's said about him when he decides to hang it up. I'll just leave it up to that. Jaguars in the QB market. So, does it? I mean, yeah. They drafted Blake Bortles high, and he hasn't lived up to the hype of when he was playing for UCF in Orlando. And I mean, you got quarterbacks out there that they could step into that offense. They got receivers. They got Allen Hurns, and Allen Robinson. Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson, Julius Thomas. The backfield's been like a carousel. T.J. Yeldon, Chris Ivory. Shit, I almost forgot Toby Gilhart. Oh God, I remember when they said Toby Gilhart was going to be the next Adrian Peterson. That was a joke. Much like the Jags owner, I think he wants to be like Jerry Jones, but without much talent, I'm not going to say without much talent, because he pays for it. Jerry pays for talent too. He pays for attention. But when I say I think he wants to be like Jerry Jones, it's to try to get it's trying to get as much tension on the Jaguars as possible, regardless the cost of it. But the Jaguars have picked up so many free agents that they could feed every homeless person in America with the amount of money they spent. And I just think that I don't even think that they think about what they're doing when they sign these. But I really just think it's a publicity stunt. It's to put butts in the seat, and it's just not playing out. I was just telling somebody the other day. I was just like, the Jaguars only won 3 games last year, and their roster is loaded. Granted, Malik Jackson stole a bag of money from him, much like Brock Osweiler stole a bag of money from him. And they ran off like a thief in the night. And, it's just the type of thing that happens in this league. You want to pick up guys that are going to change your franchise. You want to pick up people who's going to make an immediate impact and change. And you think that you can get it real quick with just picking up players in free agent. I've always said in the NFL, picking up a lot of free agents doesn't really play out well, because sometimes you get guys who were just there for the money, or they were just there for systematic players, or they were just there. They took advantage of the opportunities that were given to them, and they cashed in. And then there's guys that are good, but they're just not going to change your franchise. They'll make plays, they'll make the fans scream, but in the end, your team really didn't get better. So if they pick up Deshaun Watson, I think that would be good franchise change for them. Deshaun Watson beat one of my teams, Alabama Crimson Tide, but I couldn't find anybody else more deserving to do it. So I'm not mad at it at all. He deserved everything he got. He worked for it. And I wish the best of luck for him in the NFL when coming up in a few weeks when he gets drafted. So if he goes to Jacksonville, he could step right in with those offensive threats and be a face of a franchise. The only part is, what do you do with Blake Bortles now? What are you going to do with him? Is he trade bait? Is he backup? I think he could be a backup role, because I don't think they extended a contract to him. I think he's coming to the end of his contract deal, so he might actually fall into free agency after this season. It just came to me. This could be very interesting. See, when I do this, I don't have writers, I don't have guys at the agency, I don't have guys that come up with the scenarios and the thoughts that I come up with. So I'm gonna break this down to you, what this situation is right here, and see if you can feel me and see where I'm coming from. And let me say this early: I'm not saying that this is gonna happen, but this is a situation where it's already played out. History repeats itself. Blake Bortles is coming to the end of his rookie contract. Jacksonville Jaguars in position to draft another quarterback, a decent one, a franchise changer. What other situation did this happen? I'll give you a hint. San Diego Chargers. Still can't think of it? It's called the Drew Brees Phillip Rivers saga. Drew Brees was picked up from Purdue to be San Diego's franchise quarterback. Didn't live up to the hype that they wanted. Drafted Phillip Rivers. Drew Brees played well his final season there. And then you're left with the dilemma. Do we play Phillip Rivers, or do we let Drew Brees go? We know that story. We let Drew Brees go. He changes the culture. He changes everything in New Orleans. Phillip Rivers is a good quarterback too, but I think he got the short end of the deal. Just saying. Just remember that I said that this is a familiar situation. That if Blake Bortles performs well and they draft Deshaun Watson, this will be very interesting. Well, that's all I got for today. I've rambled long enough, and some of these were fun to talk about, these topics. I hope you guys enjoy. Again, if you missed today's show, go to www.bucnblakesports.com, nearrg.com. Thank you for all those who support me and I support. They're all on there. Show them love. Buy New Boy song Bucnblake song. He should have other stuff I'm gonna put up there too. Some of his other tracks. Yeah. I appreciate you guys watching, having fun, being here with me, and showing love, commenting. I always like comments because I like answering and hearing your thoughts. But we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything what you do with your life. But what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you guys, and God bless.
And we still East Coast. Yeah. Whoa. You already know it's Snoop Boy in this bitch. It's Snoop Boy scaring niggas like a Ouija board. Seeing is believing, honestly, I can't see you boys. Best to debate. I roll up and blow my verses away. They wanna know how I do it, they've been lurking for days. Still haven't figured a nigga out. Smoking out on the couch with real niggas, man, I feel like a scout. Cause all I do is trap bitches, train them up for you niggas. They come back every day and say they done with you niggas. I talk a lot of shit, but mean it in the best way. I don't fuck with you niggas, I read you like an x-ray. I can see a lot of bitch in you from your display. Watch the nuke drop from above versus DK. Your body like Miley Cyrus, nobody's a zombie virus. Mind you, I'm just a pirate, smoking get high like pilots. Man, a couple grand, I bury them in the sand. Son of Saddam, I'm bombing on niggas like it's Iran. Swoosh, yeah. I feel like Nike gave me a deal. I'm on the road, just cruising like 4 wheels. I'm a flywheel made of indestructible steel. My power can't be controlled. I'm undertaking your soul. My chokehold sick like catching a cold. Got that medication, good weed, will redefine gravitation. OG, I take off with no hesitation. I'm stacking up while you hating. And most women love me like fornication. I feel I'm real. I was on 22nd and late with the spill and some old. Saw the cops had to go. 40 seconds later, niggas rolled up, said you know. Snub nose to my dome, I was sweating the cold. Damn. I lost all my shit. My girl said get a grip, I lost all my grip. No hooks, nigga, look, if you leave your shit, I'ma take what you left, my 16s or this. It don't take much just to get your chick to strip, but that's another story. Had her on them blues, now I call her Dory. I'm on the corner with a 40 in a new category, it's new. Blow up the city and rebuild it. TV fitted, you know I killed it. Saw the house, the shit just got real and we